The movie opens as we are introduced to a married couple, Simon and Robin, who are relocating from Chicago to California whilst recovering from a recent miscarriage. They choose to move in after discovering a nice house close to Simon's old neighborhood. Simon is approached by a man who claims to remember him from high school, as they are purchasing furniture for their home. When the man introduces himself as Gordon Mosley or just Gordo, Simon doesn't originally remember him. He extends the pair a kind welcome before leaving. That evening, Gordo presents the couple with a bottle of wine as a welcoming gift, leaving it on their doorstep. Simon is at work when later, Gordo shows up. He is welcomed inside by Robin and given a tour of their home. In one room, they discover a massive toy monkey, and Robin tells Gordo, "Monkeys make Simon extremely anxious." Gordo is then invited to stay for dinner by Robin. When Simon joins them, Gordo informs Robin that Simon ran for class president using the catchphrase "Simon says." This resulted in him receiving whatever he wanted. Being inebriated from the wine, Gordo explains Simon says applies to all the good things Simon has in life: a wonderful home, a lovely wife, and a good career. This disturbs the couple. Given that Gordo's nickname in high school was Weirdo, Simon crosses out his name from over his phone number on the fridge, to indicate that he didn't want Gordo to stop by. When Simon is at work, Gordo continues to visit their home and brings them gifts, like a number of koi fish for the pond in front of their house, and also fixes their cable TV. He enters the kitchen, reads Weirdo on the fridge, and storms out in anger. Robin is shocked when Gordo later extends an invitation to the pair for a dinner party. The next day, Simon and Robin attends the party at a surprisingly nice home. Gordo informs them the other couple he invited had cancelled. He mentions during their talk he is not married. Gordo then receives a phone call from work, leaving Simon and Robin at home alone. Simon begins making not-so-nice remarks about Gordo, claiming he has a crush on Robin and wishes to do perverse things to her. Simon proposes they go look around the house. They discover a bedroom with women's clothing, and what appears to be a child's bedroom. When they hear Gordo's car approaching, they dash back to the living room. When Gordo returns inside, Simon inquires what he does for a living. Gordo claims that he lied and that he accepted a call from his ex-wife, admitting that the conversation was heated. Simon asks that Robin leave the room, and he tells Gordo he is no longer welcome to visit them. The next morning, Robin believes she hears noises while at home alone. When she gets outside, she finds the koi fish dead and their dog. Later, Simon returns to Gordo's house and is greeted at the door by a lady he believes is Gordo's wife. It turns out that Gordo does not live there. The Callums call the cops and discovers the couple in the house did know Gordo, and he had a key because he handles their leased cars, and he reportedly used the key to get inside while the pair was on vacation. At work, Simon is being considered for a promotion. After a successful meeting with the two men in charge, a coworker informs him Danny McDonald is his equal for the position. Meanwhile, Robin still feels as though Gordo is keeping an eye on her at home. She steals some prescription medication from their next-door neighbor, takes it, and passes out in the bedroom. When she wakes up, she discovers herself on the bed. Robin enters the kitchen late at night and hears something. At the door, there is a thud. Bojangles has arrived home safely. Simon is awakened by Robin, and as they converse in the kitchen, Simon says he was going to tell Robin he had been promoted at work, but instead he found her asleep. Along with taking out the pills, he speculates Robin has relapsed after previously consuming drugs while they were in Chicago. Simon, according to Robin, doesn't share her concerns about Gordo. Simon simply believes it would be best to forget about the man and move on, because he has had a bad impact on their lives. Robin conceives once again over the ensuing few months. The couple is getting along just fine, up until Robin learns a man is keeping an eye on her at work. That's Gordo. Later, the couple discovers a letter from Gordo in which he expresses regret for disturbing them, and tells Simon he is ready to let bygones be bygones. Simon claims he understands what Gordo is saying. The pair attends Robin's baby shower. Later, Robin goes for a stroll with Joan, Simon's sister. Joan is questioned by Robin about her knowledge of Gordo. Joan claims everyone assumed Gordo was gay because it was said Simon and his friend Greg discovered Gordo being abused by an older student in a car. Online research by Robin reveals that Greg is a chiropractor. She schedules a meeting with him and begins inquiring about what transpired between Gordo and Simon. Greg first refuses to respond to her inquiries, but in the end explains that Simon made up the allegation that Gordo was molested, since Simon was a bully and routinely picked on Gordo. Gordo's father was arrested as a result of this incident, which also had him trying to burn Gordo alive because he believed he was gay. When Robin visits Simon's home office, She looks through his desk and discovers 2 files. The first one is about Gordo, while the second one is about Danny McDonald, another finalist for the position Simon is vying for. She notices Gordo's mugshot because he was allegedly detained for burglary years ago. Later, after being confronted by Robin, Simon responds coldly, saying that even though he was unaware of what Gordo's father attempted to do to him, he doesn't care because his own father had been difficult on him, and he toughed it out without feeling guilty. When he starts to make a remark about Robin taking drugs, she hits him and tells him he's still being a bully. Gordo is holding a trivia competition at a bar, so Simon goes there. Later, Simon runs into Gordo in a parking garage and, mostly because Robin ordered him to, offers him a half-hearted apology. Gordo claims that it is already too late, and despite Simon's belief the past is behind him, he is still dealing with it. Gordo's basket is knocked out of his hands by Simon, and papers fly everywhere. Then, as Gordo tries to pick them up, Simon kicks him. He then holds Gordo up against the ground and demands that he accept his apologies. To assure Robin that Gordo won't trouble them ever again, Simon departs and returns home. The Callums throw a dinner party to celebrate Simon getting the job. Something is hurled through the glass door, setting off the security system, after which there are 2 more clattering noises coming from upstairs. When Simon steps outdoors, he spots a person fleeing away. He knocks the man to the ground, assuming it's Gordo, but it's actually Danny McDonald, who is upset with Simon for making up facts about him that cost him both his current job and the promotion. When Danny hears police sirens, he starts pleading for his release. Simon gives in and lets him go. Then Robin declares that she is about to give birth. A healthy son is born to Robin. She does, however, inform Simon that given the chaos and drama he sparked, she does not want to return home with him. When he leaves her room, he receives a call from the office informing him he has been fired since it was discovered he had lied about Danny. When Simon gets home, he discovers an enormous box outside. A baby bassinet and 3 numbered boxes are also within. The first one reveals how Gordo has been entering and leaving their home because it carries a key to their residence. On a tape found in the second box, Simon is heard making fun of Gordo as he leaves them to answer his phone. A DVD with recorded footage of Simon and Robin eating and sleeping can be found in the third box. The next scene shows Robin in her unconscious state, then Gordo, dressed as a monkey, pulls her into the bed, strokes her, and waves to the mirror. Simon speculates that Gordo may have raped Robin when the video stops off. Gordo pays Robin a visit at the hospital with flowers to congratulate her on her newborn. While Simon watches the DVD, his arm is in a sling, and he has a bruise on his face. Robin questions whether Simon was responsible. Gordo says everyone will receive what they deserve before leaving. Gordo is entering an elevator as Simon returns to the hospital in a hurry. He tries to catch Gordo, but is unsuccessful. When Simon leaves the hospital to pursue Gordo, he gets a call. He demands to know whether Gordo really did what Simon alleges. Gordo initially denies it, but then admits that it's possible. This is what happens when someone has a negative notion planted in their head, according to Gordo. To obtain a better look at the baby's eyes, Simon goes in search of him. He is still left in the dark as to whether the child belongs to Gordo or Simon. Robin is holding the infant while yelling angrily at Simon. Simon slumps against the wall and sobs in silence as he realizes his entire existence has been destroyed. Before leaving and taking the sling off his arm, Gordo glances quickly at Simon. His goal of ruthlessly ending Simon's life has been accomplished. Subscribe to my channel and comment down below, "I've subscribed." Turn on notifications, leave a like to help the channel grow. Thanks for watching my video.